104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Right now, we are being joined by an American slider who, at the age of 18, was the youngest male to ever qualify to represent the U.S. in the men's luge at the Olympics. Tucker West is with us. Tucker, I mean, how do you become a slider, a luger?
Yeah, I mean, luge is kind of one of those niche sports that it's kind of hard to get into, but it's such a cool sport that people really should try to sing out. So our biggest avenue for getting kids into this is what we call the slider search. And this is a tour that goes around the country. We put kids on little wheel sleds. We have them run through a physical test. And if they show promise, we bring them out to Lake Placid, and they can try the real thing on the ice, and then maybe hopefully make the team someday.
What's the advice for the future lugers and sliders of how to be good at this sport?
You know, we look for kids that are very coachable. We look for kids that have enthusiasm for the sport. You don't necessarily need to be the best athlete right away. I mean, we're not looking for a 9-year-old that can do 1,000 sit-ups. We're really looking for kids that are excited about the sport and kind of share the same enthusiasm that we do for the sport. So while there is a physical testing aspect of it, just be ready to go out there and have fun and show that you can take coaching well.
Tucker West with us right now on 104.5 The Team. Like you said 1,000 crunches. You slid that in, or you thought you would get behind me. Like if you were telling somebody, okay, to be a slider, this is the workout you would do. What would you do? Like, what would your average workout be?
As athletes grow up, we get into more power movements, so anything with the Olympic lifting, clean snatches. But this slider search targets kids in the 9 to 13 range. You know, we're not going to ask these kids to do that kind of thing. So we look for pull-ups, we look for med ball tosses, we look for sit and reach to gauge flexibility. But again, these are just baselines to kind of test where you're at. We really don't need the best athletes in the world right away. We'll make you into a good athlete if you have an enthusiasm for the sport.
And the event is this weekend in Schenectady. For more information, head online right now at 1045theteam.com, where you can check out all the info with the link there to be a part of this great event coming up. It's exciting to think about there could be a possible maybe Olympian in the tryout this week. You were 18 when you qualified for the Olympics. How did that happen that you were there as a teenager?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I went through a slider search like the one coming to Schenectady. Mine was actually in Richfield, Connecticut. I went through that when I was 11 years old. And 7 years later, I was walking into the opening ceremonies of an Olympic Games. So it's truly possible for anyone to make the Olympic team. You just have to be a good athlete. You have to be willing to put in the hard work, and you have to have an enthusiasm for the sport.
Now, Tucker West with us, 18-year-old. He represents the U.S. in the luge. He's with us now. We're trying to find some sliders in the area. I see it's sponsored by White Castle, and I will challenge you to those kind of sliders anytime you want, Tucker.
You're on.
Tucker, so one more time. So the event this weekend coming up, any advice for the kids on their way out?
Yeah, we ask kids to wear tight clothes. There are wheels on the sled. We don't want anyone's clothes getting caught in the wheels. My suggestion would be to bring old shoes, because stopping these sleds does cause a little bit of abrasion on your shoes. The clinics are about 2 to 3 hours long, so be ready to come have a fun time. Everything's free. You get a free T-shirt for coming, so there's really no reason to not come. It's just going to be a fun afternoon.
So any kid looking for a new way to challenge himself athletically, this is the thing to do.
That's correct.
All right, man. Tucker West, we've got the full information up at the website, 1045theteam.com, and we appreciate you. And, man, thanks for representing the U.S. so well.
Hey, thank you for having me on here.